Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mr. Rosen. So here's something your math teacher and your computer science teacher never told you. The Pythagorean Theorem, you can actually code it. In this video, we're going to be taking the formula a squared plus b squared equals c squared, the formula we all know from grade 9 math, and we're going to build a real Java program that spits it out automatically. We're going to punch in two numbers and boom, it's going to spit out the hypotenuse. If you're in grade 9 math or you're just starting Java, this video is going to click for you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'm going to be posting Java and math tutorials every Tuesday and Friday, so hit that button so you don't miss the next one. All right, let's build something. So right now I'm in IntelliJ, and what I'm going to do is create a brand new project first. Okay, I'm going to call this Pythagorean, if I can spell it right, Theorem. Okay, and we're using Java 25, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so right now I've got no source, so let's go ahead and create a new Java class. And we'll call it Pythagorean Theorem. And here we go. So we start off with a blank class. So the first thing we're going to do is create our main method. So we're going to say public static void main, and then we're going to write string args square brackets like that. All right, now what we're going to need is we're going to need a couple of variables here. We're going to have to get the a value and the b value. So the idea here is the user will enter a and b, and the program will solve for c. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to create a scanner. So I'm going to say scanner input equals new scanner, and then system.in. So this is going to create a scanner. We're going to have to import this class. There we go. So we need this line right here. This the scanner is basically, if you don't know what it is, it's an object built into Java that allows us to use the keyboard. And in order to use it, I have to import the scanner at the top. So this line is required here. Okay, so first thing we'll do is we're going to get side A from the user. So how we're going to do that is this. We're going to say system.out.print, and we're going to say enter the length of A, put a colon there, and then I'm going to say double A equals input.next double, like that. Then we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to get side B. So system.out.println, enter the length of B, and we'll say double B equals input.next double, bracket, bracket. Okay, so if I run this right now, I should see two questions, and they're going to ask me for some numbers here. It's always a good idea when you're coding, especially if you're just learning how to code, to run your program often and test it and make sure it works exactly like you expect. So we click the play button, it runs. It says please enter the length of A. I type in 5. Length of B, we type 6. The only thing I might change actually is I might change, instead of print ln, I'll put print, just to show you what the difference is. I think print will look a little bit better. That way I'm typing at the end of this line. See how I'm typing this 5 right now? It's showing up underneath this line. That's because I had print ln instead. Now we put it to print. I think it'll look a little bit better. Let's test it again. Much better. I like that a lot more. Perfect. So I've entered the values in. I'll just change this comment. So and B from the user. So I've got those numbers. Next thing I've got to do is actually calculate C. And these little slashes here, all that's doing is just creating a comment. If you don't know what that is, it's just a little note to myself. Coders, they write comments, just leave little notes of what you're actually doing in the program. Now, here's the formula for the C. So what I'm going to do is figure out the C squared first. So it'll look like this. So double C squared is going to equal to, it's Math.pow of A comma 2, sorry, capital A comma 2 plus math.pow of b comma 2. So remember, the formula is going to be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So the c squared is basically the square of a plus the square of b. Now, to do squares, or exponent 2, in Java, we have to use this method called .pow. It's math.pow. And there's two things in the brackets. The first thing is the base, and the second thing is the exponent. So when I write math.pow of a comma 2, that means put a to the exponent of 2. Okay, so that's what this is doing. So this is giving me the a to the exponent 2, and then this is giving me b to the exponent 2, and then we're adding them together. The next thing we do is, once I figure out my c squared, I actually have to square root it now to get my c. So I'm going to make another variable for that and just call it c. And that's going to equal to math.sqrt of c squared. So math.sqrt is a function built into Java. And what that does is it square roots a number. So it's going to square root c squared. So that should actually do it right now. So I've got my c figured out. So the only thing I have to do now is actually print it out nicely. So let's display it, the results. So we'll display it in a nice way for the user. So first thing I do is print out a bunch of dashes, just to make it look pretty. And then we're going to say system.out.println, and we're going to say side A, and we'll attach in A. So when I do this print, I'm just printing almost like this little sentence right here, and I'm adding in the variable a. So a should show up right there. Let's do the same thing for b. Attach in b. That's going to print out b. And then we're going to do c. So side c, which is the hypotenuse. And we'll print out c. Okay, now we might end up with some decimals on this one, so I might change that in a second, but we'll just see what it looks like. I can show you how to print it with only 2 decimals. So I'm just going to put some dashes here just to make it look pretty again. And a semicolon at the end. And that should run. So let's see what happens. So if I did like 2 and then 6, okay, so the hypotenuse is going to be 6.32. Okay, a good test could be a 3, 4, 5 triangle. So if I do a 3 and a 4, it should say 5. So it is definitely working. But if I do something like 2 and 6 again, it's showing a humongous amount of decimals here. We can print it with 2 decimal points. So how we can do that is a little different. If I'm going to do that, what I want to do then is use a method called printf instead. So what I'll do is do this instead. So system.out.printf, and the string I'm going to print out is going to be side C. So the exact same thing basically. And then colon, and then I'm going to put right here, so I'm going to put percent .2f, and then percent n, and then we're going to end that, and then go quote c. And I'm just going to comment that line out just to see if that works. That should work. Let's find out. 2, 6. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that printf is like a print with formatting. Okay, that's what this is. So it's a different way of actually printing out, and you can sort of like specify how many digits you want to show up if there's a number in there. So it's a little different way of printing it out. There's ways of rounding the C and stuff like that, but that's just one way that I'm just going to show you. So if you don't really care about the rounding, you could use this. This is the dumb way of doing it, and it's really easy. Everyone knows how to use that, hopefully. But this one here, if you copy this code, okay, that's going to give it to you with 2 decimal points. Now, the only other thing that you might want to know with this is this a perfect right triangle? Perfect right triangle. Okay, like a perfect right triangle, what happens there is that when you square or you figure out the c and you square root it, it actually works out to a whole number. It works out perfect. Like 3, 4, 5 is a perfect right angle triangle. So if you did, so 3, 4, you get the hypotenuse is 5. Okay, and that's perfect. Like there's no decimals anywhere. Okay, so if you want to show that it's a perfect right angle triangle, here's something you can do. You could say if the c equals math.floor of c. Okay, and then we're going to do a print. And I'll explain what that if statement does in a second here. So we're going to print out this is a perfect Pythagorean triple. Not perfect triangle, it's a perfect triple. That's what I want to say. And then the last thing we're just going to do is this scanner right here. I'm just going to close it. We don't have to do that, but we'll just close it anyway. So input.close. Okay, so if I run and I do 3, 4, we get 5. It tells me it's a perfect Pythagorean triple. If I run it with 2 and 8, it doesn't say that. Okay, so what this if statement's doing is it's saying, so a double equal sign means is it equal to. So it says if the c, that's the c that I've calculated, if that is equal to math.floor of c. Now what math.floor does is that's basically a rounding method, but it rounds down. So on the example I just did, I got 8.25, okay? That rounds down to 8. If it was like 8.9, it would still round down to 8. So this if statement only triggers true if the c is exactly the same as the rounded down version of the c. In this particular case, it didn't happen because c was 8.25, and when I round it down, it rounds it down to 8, and that means these do not match. So that means it's not a Pythagorean triple. Okay, so yeah, just a little bonus thing. It's not super necessary, but something, you know, a little bit extra just to add into the program. So this program is pretty simple, but there's a lot actually happening here, right? I actually got a couple of variables from the keyboard. I used exponents here. Math.pow is exponents. I used square roots. And then I even did a little bit of an if statement down here just to see if it's a perfect Pythagorean triple. And that's it. So if you followed along, you just coded the Pythagorean theorem in Java. Think about that. That's a formula used in math class. It's now in a working program. And if you ever had to solve for C, you could use this program to solve it anytime now, right? That's the point, though, of these videos, is that math and Java and coding, all that is connected. And once you see the connection, that both these are going to be easier. And if this helped you out, drop a like. It helps, you know, keep me motivated. And if there's anything that you want me to build or anything you want me to see, write a comment down below. I read all the comments. I'll respond. And I'm going to continue posting Java and math videos on Tuesdays and Fridays coming up. So hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.